Welcome, 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 ladies. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here with me today. As you know, my name is Rita, and I'm the membership coordinator for SSWAA. And I have you here to just talk about what community, what membership means to your profession. So, if you do not mind, I would like these distinguished ladies, starting from you, to introduce yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, first of all. I'd like to say I'm honored to be here. My name is Carolyn Franklin, and I am a Chicago Public School retiree, completing 32 years as a school social worker, and loving the profession and very elated to be here at SWA.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita. My name is Kayla Davis, and I am a SSWAA student member. So I am just a few months out from completing my MSW. Yay!
Thank you so much for having me. I'm Khalida Himes. I am a school social worker at Oak Park and River Forest High School in the Chicagoland area. I am in my 19th year as a school social worker.
Thank you. Is there anything else you would want to talk about your work, the journey, how the journey has been for you, also you, how the journey has been for you, what made you go into this profession, and how has it been? What has been the support system like? Would you want to elaborate on that a bit?
Well, I went into the profession because I have just a natural desire and innate ability to connect with people. I love school social work, and innately, I think that's just who I am. I like to help people help themselves, and I think that in the schools you have it's the hub of the family. And you have the children, you have the parents, and learning, of course, is the key to success. So I went into school social work because I wanted to make a difference in the lives of children early on in their lives, so that they could reach their best and be their best.
Amazing. I love that. I think for me, what brought me to social work was really seeing that there is so many struggles that young people go through. There's so much that they're dealing with. And oftentimes they don't have the supports that they need. They don't have trusted adults in their lives. So being able to have the honor and the privilege to potentially be in that role is why I really chose social work.
Yeah, and the reason I chose social work, because when I was in school, I had a lot of issues and I did not have anyone to support me with those issues. I felt very invisible as a student, and I knew very early on that I wanted to be a social worker. And then when I went into my master's program, understanding that school social work was actually a thing, I definitely wanted to do that so that students could feel seen, students could feel heard, and students could feel like they had someone that they could go to advocate for them and just show up for them. So that is my why.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I have a couple of questions that I'm going to ask. The theme of the questions really is then, now, and together, why community matters. And so I would ask you, looking at the practitioner now and the profession now, what would you say has been the difference and has been the growth that you've seen from when you started and up until now? What is going on in the profession?
Okay, great question. I think that when I first started, I know in Chicago, when I first started, there were about 200 social workers in the Chicago public school system. And I think that as time has moved forward, schools have realized that to educate the whole child, we have to educate them, of course, academically, but we also have to educate them socially and emotionally. To make them a total being, they have to know how to get along in the world. They have to be able to manage their emotions and manage their whole selves.
Yes.
So then when I started, there were about 200 social workers. Now there are over 700 in the Chicago public school system. And I think the realization that a child can be as bright as Einstein, but if they don't have the social emotional capacity to be emotionally intelligent, then they won't thrive and they won't make it in life. So I think, mental health is more valued now than it was then. And the idea that, a child, a family, everybody needs the ability to be able to process and to learn and to be their best.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for that question, for that response. How have you, and I would ask you, Kayla, how has being a part of SSWAA or being in a group where you have other school social workers, how has it made you feel seen? How has it given you comfort that, look, I can do this because there are people that have come before me and there are people that will come after me. So I have to do my very best to make sure that I'm also paving way for them.
Absolutely. Amazing question. Thank you for that. I feel so incredibly honored to be here and be around amazing social workers such as yourselves. It has been so inspiring and makes me even more excited to be able to enter into this field. I feel that oftentimes for school social workers, they might oftentimes be the only social worker in their school, maybe even in their district. And so being able to come into community and be around people that really get it and have the same values and approaches to mental health and overall well-being is incredibly empowering, and I feel just so lucky to be here.
Thank you very much. And I would ask you, Khalida, what resources, people or spaces has made the difference for you at your stage right now in your career?
You know, when I first started out, I wasn't a part of a community like SSWAA, and now understanding the importance of having this community enhances yourself, not just professionally, but you are surrounded by people with the shared vision, with shared struggles. And my favorite part of being a part of a community like this is, one, the conference. But attending the national conferences every year, I always leave so restored. I always leave renewed and ready to take what I've learned back, not just for my students, but for my colleagues, for the other social workers that I work with as well. And I learned so much from my colleagues at these conferences. The networking is amazing. I just met someone from Illinois who discovered we both have private practice. We're also, we're already sharing like resources and what our specialties are. So the conferences is definitely one of the best parts of being in a community. And also just even on social media, it's growing. There are social workers on social media who are sharing their love for the field, who are sharing resources as well. And so those are the two things that stand out to me.
Thank you. And I want to piggyback off that question. How have you been dealing with burnout and just isolation? And what have you done? What resources has helped you through the trying times that you've had in this role?
You know, it is really important for us to take care of ourselves, right? And actually, it's embedded in our code of ethics. I'm very privileged that I work in a very resourced school. So I am amongst one of 9 social workers. So within my school community, I have the opportunity to take care of myself with other social workers. I get to take breaks. And every social worker does not get to do that. I know that there are many social workers who are isolated. They're the only person on their campuses. So self-care is extremely important. My secretary and my team knows every day, 5th period, is Khalida's lunch. And unless the police are there, unless there is someone bleeding out, do not interrupt my lunch. Now, obviously there are times when that lunch has to get interrupted, but I intentionally set apart time to connect with my colleagues every day so that I can be poured into, so that I can pour into the students.
Yes. Wow. Kayla, what would you say you have learned since you started associating with SSWAA, membership, community, the beautiful, beautiful individuals that you have connected with at this conference?
Wow. I would say I have learned so much from getting to connect with others, especially being from other states. Like I'm in New York City, and just hearing about the different resources available within other states and how those schools function has been really, really amazing. And it's also just helped me look at things in new perspectives, like going to some of the sessions and being in that group collaborative environment and getting to talk through case studies, for example, but hearing all these different perspectives from social workers. It's completely opened my eyes and felt like a really incredible educational experience.
All right. So I have this lightning round, nothing deep. I want you, Caroline, to tell me one resource or connection you wish you had sooner.
I wish I had become involved with my professional organizations earlier in my career as a school social worker.
Right.
When I got my MSW, I immersed myself into my school, not knowing that there was a SSWAA, Illinois Association of School Social Workers. So later in my career, I got involved with the organizations, and both organizations, and just kind of immersed myself into those organizations. And I'm super happy to see Kayla here, because I wish I had done what she is doing. And so I think I was able to do okay, but I think I would have done better had I used the community of SSWAA, the community of the Illinois Association of School Social Workers, the ability to meet my colleagues at conferences. I started late, but I'm grateful that I am now. So I try to utilize mindfulness. As for today, I'm involved. And so I'm grateful, and I'm going to continue to do the things I can do to continue to develop myself. Even though I've had a long career, I think you're a lifelong learner.
Yes. Khalida, I would ask you, if you were speaking directly to a school social worker, wondering whether membership, community, attending these conferences, wondering if it was, there was anything to it, what would you say to them at this stage of your career?
I would say absolutely get involved with memberships like SSWAA, because early on you're learning, right? You're learning about the profession, and as you evolve in the profession, you're learning to sustain that. You're learning to grow so that the other social workers that come behind you can learn as well. So you want to invest in yourself, right? And you want to invest in your profession. So definitely membership of any sort is necessary.
Thank you. So, finally, where should we be seeing you in the next 20 years?
Oh my goodness. I hope to be half the social workers of the social workers that I've met today, met throughout this conference, and be really truly making an impact in New York City public schools. And I just feel very grateful that, like, with all the knowledge and the experiences that I've heard from, and all this wisdom that I feel like I've gotten to accumulate, I'm in a much better place as a social worker. So thank you all.
Yes. So do you have any last words for anyone who's listening, who's watching, who's thinking, should I be a school social worker, or who's considering, should I leave this profession? What are the last words you have for them?
I would say school social work is a passion. And if you have the passion to truly impact the lives of other people, then I think you should consider doing it. But I would say keep yourself involved with academia, make sure you know what's going on. And you do that by attending conferences, attending workshops, becoming involved with professional organizations. And I would say, and if you burnt out, take some time, as my colleague said, for yourself, knowing that the greatest social service is self-care. And you can't pour into an empty cup.
Yes.
So you have to, or did I say that right? You can't pour from an empty cup. There you go. But so I would say, take time for yourself. But school social work is truly a mission. It's a passion. And if you have that, I would say, come on and do it. Become involved, and let's take care of families and children.
All right. So, one last word from you, but I want you to talk about the work that you do. I'd like for you to take 2 minutes to just talk about the work that you do, and then I'll say thank you so much for doing this with me.
I don't know if 2 minutes is enough time, But what I will say is that I love, and I cannot say it enough, I love being a school social worker.
Right.
And just this week, being at the conference, I'm checking my email, and I've had over 5 students email me just to check in, to say, Ms. Himes, I hope you're doing well at your conference, or just to ask a question. And so the center of my work, and the center of any school social worker's work, should be the student. And I enjoy working with students, whether it's individually, whether it's in a group, whether it's presenting in the classroom, teaching about anything mental health. I just love it. And when I leave this profession, I know that I will still love it because I show up every day eager and ready for those students to pop into my door.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So the final words that I have will be just to emphasize that SWAA membership isn't just about joining a group. It is a community. It is where life is poured into, you know, the work that you do, the space that you need to grow, where you come to refresh yourself in anticipation of the work that is out there to be done. I'll use this opportunity to say thank you very much for taking the time to connect with me. I wish you the very best as we round up our conference and we all go back to our separate destinations. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for doing this.
Oh,
This
thank
was
you.
a great idea, and I'm happy that SWAT did it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.